Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome, I'm Stefania. Today it's finally time to do a flip through of my reading journal. This time it's gonna be all about August. So we're gonna start from the yearly pages and then we're gonna move to the monthly pages. I've colored 5 more books because that's the number of books that I've read in August. I've previously said that it would have been something like this. I already knew it because I've decided from August to give, let's say, a twist to my free time. Instead of reading that much, I've decided to read a little bit less and do more of other activities that I actually like and enjoy as well. I like always coming all alive. Bingo! I've read a book that has been published this year and a book with the red cover. I still have this free, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that one won't be a problem to do, but the other two, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of hard. I'm still missing a book by an Italian author and a book with a color in the title. Isn't that easy for me? Reading tracker, I've read each single day in August, so I'm extremely happy. So far there have been only 2 days in the whole year in which I haven't read anything at all, and I've just noticed that I haven't updated here. However, I've read it for 31 days and I think I've read about 2000 pages or something like that. As you can see, this time there hasn't been so many days with more than 100 pages or 300 pages, but it's perfectly fine. And as I've said before, I'm gonna say it again, I'm pretty sure that this type of tracker will be a little bit different next year, because I just have problem now on this page, because since I put here the color code, I didn't add here also the date, better the numbers, and so now every time I have to go in line I have problems. Anyway, Goodreads challenge. I've said I was running out of space and I would have had to do something, and this is temporary, I would say, because this is what I came out with. In this way I'll keep on going in line, and so far I don't think I'm gonna need also this, but just like I've done for my books of 2022, I'm gonna leave this one like this at the moment, and then maybe at the end of the year, if I won't have anything here, so it's gonna be white, I'm just gonna use some paper to just color it a little bit, give something different, I would say. But for the moment, that's it. We can leave this one closed because I read these 5 books. There hasn't been a 5 stars this month. With this month, I mean August. That's fine. Then there is books read in 2022. And just like I've said for the previous page, here it's gonna be like this for the moment. But I'm pretty sure that for this spread, I'm gonna also need these pages, so I'm gonna see it by the end of the year how to do it. So far, okay, you can see it. These are the 5 books that I've read in August. I'm pretty sure that next year I'm gonna create a dashboard or something like this for this type of tracker. A book for each month. For August, I've decided to go with Dreamland. This is kind of interesting. I could be wrong, but if you're asking yourself how is possible, it's because Dreamland actually came out in Italy in July. I don't know, it's weird that it came out here before than the States, something that I'm not used to. If I'm not wrong, in the States came out something around September, but I could be wrong. However, it came out in July, I've bought it, and I've read it in August. Series tracker, I've read Cruise Breakers, so I've colored everything. And this is the other page, which is books. As I've said last month, I was done with it, and this time this is the thing that I've done. This page will go here and open in this way. I've already created the thing like this. However, I won't attach it until the end of the year, because if it's gonna be here, I'm gonna have a lot of problem by writing here. So I've just decided to temporarily leave it like this, and then at the end of the year we just add it here with a little bit of glue, and that's it. These are the books I read, and the first one was an ebook, all the others were physical books. You should read. This is a page that won't appear next year. Reading stats. In August I read 5 books for a total of 2,100 pages. Of these 5 books, 1 was an ebook and 4 were physical books. And as always, the next pages won't be done until the end of the year. So I think that now we can move on to the monthly pages. So we're gonna move to the new notebook, which it's already a something, I would say. As always, if you're interested and you missed it, there's always a plan with me video, so be sure to go and check it out. My monthly view, and this is what I think I've said in the last flip through, but I could be wrong, I don't remember. This is one of the few spreads that are gonna change next year, and here's the reason why. I changed it around the middle of the year, because before I was doing this spread divided in 2, so there was like from the 1st till the 15th and from the 15th to the 31 of the month or whatever, but it wasn't working because if the title was too long or if in a day I was finishing and starting a new book, there wasn't enough space. So I've decided to use the whole page and leave a whole line for each single day. However, if I don't read as many books as I've done in the previous months, it's kind of empty. And so I decided that I'm gonna change this one without doubt. Reading tracker, I've read each single day, and there have been a few days in which I've read more than 100 pages. I'm kind of happy about it. Books of August, probably this month the Dutch door would have been pointless, like I could have survived without it. However, I've decided to do it anyway because I'd rather have more space than running out of it. August review, I've read 5 books, 1 was an ebook and 4 were physical books. I gave a total of 18.5 stars. Bingo, I've read a book published in 2022 and a book with a red cover. I've read 2,100 pages. I've read 1 whole series and that was Crossbreakers. I've read for 31 days. And my favorite book from the month is Dreamland. Now we're gonna move to the book spreads. As always, the photos of the books aren't made by me, so credit to the right owner. I'm gonna be honest, the plan was to put the credit for each single photo in the description, but I can't find them anymore. Credit to the right owners, because I haven't done a single one of this. While in this page, you can see that some stickers from last year came back. And get ready because I've kind of remade a few of them for November. Well, moving on to the book. The first one was Say You Still Love Me. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, probably because the other books that I've read by this author were amazing for me. One of them was a 5 stars. This time I was not really disappointed, but I didn't felt this book that much, and so I couldn't give more stars than what I gave it. As always, I won't talk too much about the books because I don't want to give any spoilers. And then I started and finished the Crossbreakers. As you can see, I wanted to recreate, and I've also done with this one, the title just like it was on the cover of the book. But I think that next time I should first see how to do it and then do it. Don't get me wrong, I've done this and then I realized I was like without space to write a lot, so yep. Next time probably I will have to see this a little bit more. Talking about the book itself, I didn't enjoy this series that much. I'm gonna be honest, I found it too much predictable, a little bit boring, and I don't know, I didn't like it that much. I know that another book that it's not part of Crossbreakers, but it's connected to it, recently came out, but I don't think I'm gonna read it because I'm not interested at all. Like, I'm done with it. I'm not saying it was a waste of my time because especially not in the first one, but in the second and the third there are things that really get a little bit more faster, like you're more thrown into the book and so it's a little bit better. But the first, second and third they weren't that amazing according to me, because as always everyone has their own opinion. The second one was a little bit better than the first one. I think that the first one was it was said like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, something like that. However, I saw also a lot of Akutar into it, like the background of the story, so I was a little bit, I don't know, I would say I found it a little bit boring, that's it. The second one was a little bit more interesting. However, it didn't catch me as much as I thought it would. I was expecting more, and so I was a little bit disappointed. And then I've read the third one, and also in this case I was a little bit disappointed. Like, I think it's a little bit too boring. That's it. Like, I'm not saying it's a waste of your time, but if I would have to suggest a book, I wouldn't tell you to read this series. Because it's boring, it's predictable. I didn't enjoy as much as I thought I would, and probably it is kind of disappointed me even more. I think that whenever I get inside a book with the idea, oh, I love it, and then it's not what I expect, it's on a lower level, I would say, I get way more disappointed than I would if I would just jump in the book without having any expectation from it. Then I read Dreamland, and this was my last book of the month. Was my favorite, but here's the thing about Dreamland. Dreamland, I decided to rate it straight after I was done reading it, without thinking too much. So basically, this book is kind of like Verity. If you remember and you see my previously flip through, you know that when I've read Verity, I've said it. If I would rate it in the moment in which I was done with the book, I would have given so many more stars than what I gave to the book. But since I waited a little bit for about it, I thought that the book didn't deserve so many stars, and here's the same. However, this time I gave the stars straight as I was done with it. But the more I think about the book, the more I would give less stars than what I gave at the moment which I was done. Because let's say in this way that the book is kind of divided in two. There are parts that follow Colby and the other to follow Beverly, and all the parts of this boy, the Metza girl, are kind of boring, predictable, and to be honest, it kind of felt like they weren't even written by Nicholas Sparks, because he's amazing when it comes to romance. Like, I mean, let's think about The Notebook, for example, just to name one randomly. And here instead, the love story between them two looks, I don't know, it doesn't look like, it's not to his standards, that it's just not, and so kind of disappointing. While all the parts about Beverly, they really catch me like crazy. I started feeling what she was feeling. I was really curious about finding out about her story. So basically, when I wasn't reading about Beverly, I was like trying to go faster just to reach her story again. I don't know if it makes sense. However, kind of really let me down because of that thing of like wanting to just move forward the story because I wanted to go up to Beverly. But anyway, and it's also like you're there thinking how these two are connected one to another, and when you find out at the end, you're like, wow, probably I haven't seen it coming this way. But it was my favorite, and if it would be only for Beverly parts, I would still rate the same. I would still give it the stars I gave. But if now I would have to read it again, I would definitely give less stars. That's the truth. Anyway, so this has basically been my August. As I've said, it was definitely smaller compared to the other previous months because I've read less books. I was wondering if you've read any of these books. If yes, did you enjoy it or not, or are you planning on reading them? As always, I want to thank you so much for your constant support, for joining me in today's video, and if you have any requests for future videos, just let me know it with a comment. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumb up, to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for sticking around with me today. See you next time. Bye!